Ever glance at those fuel trucks zipping around on the tarmac
Yeah.
and wonder,
Yeah.
what's that job really like?
Buckle up.
Because today's deep dive is all about aircraft fuel system operators.
Okay.
And
I went in thinking like glorified gas station attendant.
Mhm.
Boy, was I wrong.
You and me both. We've dug into RoleCatcher, that career platform.
And frankly,
The findings blew our minds a little bit.
Right.
It's less about pumping gas and more like air traffic control.
but for fuel,
Okay.
that's a way cooler way to put it.
So instead of just filling up tanks, we're talking directing fuel flow for the entire airport.
Basically, RoleCatcher really emphasized the whole system aspect.
Okay.
It's managing massive storage tanks,
Wow.
intricate pipelines.
All while making sure the right fuel gets to the right plane safely and on time.
Yeah.
We're not just talking delays here.
A tiny mistake with fuel has huge GE consequences in aviation.
Yeah, no pressure or anything, right?
Right. Though it does make you realize how much responsibility these operators have.
Yeah.
It's not just a job, it's a crucial part of the whole airport ecosystem.
And a surprisingly social one, too.
Social.
We often think of technical jobs as being solitary,
Yeah.
but RoleCatcher highlighted how much interaction is involved.
Right.
Airport authorities, fuel suppliers,
Oh, wow.
airline staff.
You're basically the fuel liaison, making sure everyone is on the same page.
See, this is what I love about these deep dives. Total myth busting.
You think you've got a job pegged and bam, hidden layers.
Right.
So let's talk perks. I saw high earning potential and got really curious.
Rightfully so.
While specific numbers weren't given.
RoleCatcher emphasized good pay, ISACTor.
Okay.
But what's really interesting is the security aspect.
Aviation isn't going anywhere anytime soon.
That's true.
Plus, the career ladder has some serious rungs.
Ooh, do tell.
What's the trajectory for an aspiring fuel system operator?
Beyond, master of fuel.
I'm sure someone out there is working on that title.
Seriously, though, you've got management tracks,
Okay.
craning roles.
Even specialized technical positions within the fuel systems themselves.
Wait, really?
I'm picturing like those old-timey fuel gauges, but high-tech now, right?
Like something out of a sci-fi movie?
Not far off.
RoleCatcher mentioned digital monitoring systems.
Even the shift towards alternative fuels.
Wow.
This isn't your grandpa's fuel depot.
There's serious tech involved.
Which, by the way, plays into career advancement.
You've got to stay ahead of the curve.
Okay, so we've established this is a high-stakes, well-compensated, and kind of cool job.
But it can't all be smooth refueling, right?
Right.
I'm seeing long hours.
Stressful situation.
Those fuel pumps don't stop for a coffee break, do they?
Not quite.
RoleCatcher doesn't sugarcoat it.
You're part of a 247 operation.
Oh, gosh.
Often dealing with tight deadlines and unexpected issues.
I bet.
Imagine a fuel shipment arrives contaminated.
Oh.
That's your problem to solve, and fast. And I imagine bad weather doesn't exactly call for a snow day when you're the one responsible for keeping those planes fueled up.
Precisely.
But here's where RoleCatcher's take was interesting.
Okay.
They framed these as signs of an engaging job.
You're not just clocking in. You're making critical decisions in real time.
I could see
That's that pressure makes diamonds kind of thing, right?
Right.
But what really caught my eye were those example profiles.
Yeah.
They really illustrate how this job plays out at different levels.
Absolutely.
They broke it down into 4 stages
Entry-level, junior, senior.
and lead aircraft fuel system operator.
Wow.
And each stage had a real person's experience to back it up.
For example, one junior operator described a situation where a fuel shipment.
Okay, so you've got me hooked on the career ladder part.
Walk me through how these example profiles actually demonstrate that growth.
Let's start with that junior operator I mentioned.
Okay.
They were tasked with overseeing a fuel shipment during a massive heat wave.
Turns out extreme temperatures affect fuel density.
Oh,
Who knew, right?
Right.
But this operator, using their training and those digital monitoring systems we talked about,
right.
managed to adjust the fuel flow to avoid any delays.
That's some quick thinking.
See, that's the kind of real-world problem-solving you don't get from a textbook.
It makes you realize these operators aren't just cogs in the machine.
Right.
They're problem solvers, decision makers.
Exactly.
And as you climb that ladder to senior operator...
You see those decision-making skills really come into play.
Okay.
RoleCatcher highlighted one profile where a senior operator actually helped revamp their airport's entire fuel storage layout
Wow.
to increase efficiency and safety.
We're talking big picture stuff here.
Okay, that's seriously impressive.
It's like they went from playing checkers to chess with the whole fuel system.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing at the very top with the lead operator, it's all about strategy and leadership.
Absolutely.
One lead operator's profile described a situation where a major storm was rolling in.
Oh, God.
They had to coordinate with airlines,
Ground crews.
even air traffic control,
Goodness.
to adjust refueling schedules and minimize disruptions.
Talk about high-pressure leadership.
And I bet those experiences translate into some pretty valuable skills outside of the aviation industry, too.
Uh-huh.
I'm looking at this list of related careers RoleCatcher put together.
And some of them are surprising.
Really?
Energy engineer, really.
It makes perfect sense.
Think about it.
Okay.
Deep knowledge of fuel systems, safety protocols.
The ability to manage complex logistics.
Right.
Those are all transferable skills, highly valued in fields like energy.
Yeah.
Imagine going from keeping planes in the air to optimizing renewable energy grids.
That's a career pivot with impact.
Okay, that's blowing my mind a little.
It really challenges those preconceived notions we have about different jobs.
It
That's
does.
the which I'm curious about those certifications again.
What exactly are aspiring fuel system operators learning that gives them such a broad skill set?
Well, those certifications, especially the NABSP and IATA ones RoleCatcher highlighted, cover a lot of ground. Okay.
You're learning about different types of fuel
The proper
storage procedures,
Then there's the technical side.
understanding fuel pumps,
Pipelines.
those all-important digital monitoring systems.
Right.
But it goes beyond that, too.
Go.
Like what?
Well, there's a huge emphasis on safety regulations,
Hazard identification.
emergency procedures.
Wow.
And remember, you're working with a team, often under pressure.
So communication and problem-solving skills are paramount.
Right.
They even touch on environmental regulations.
Which is becoming increasingly important with alternative fuels coming into play.
Wow. That's way more comprehensive than I ever imagined.
It sounds like they're really setting these operators up for success, not just in aviation.
But in any field that values meticulousness, safety, and thinking on your feet.
It's true.
And it really speaks to the hidden complexity behind jobs we might overlook.
Who knew fueling planes could be a gateway to such a diverse range of skills and opportunities?
Right.
It's like we always say on this show.
Never judge a job by its title.
Right. Okay, but let's get practical for a moment.
Say someone listening is completely captivated.
They're ready to trade their desk job for a fuel truck and a clipboard.
What's the first step?
RoleCatcher suggests starting with internships or entry-level positions at airports or with aviation companies.
Okay.
Getting that hands-on experience, even if it's just assisting at first, is invaluable. It allows you to see if the day-to-day realities of the job match your expectations.
And provides a foundation for further learning and certifications.
It's like that saying, experience is the best teacher, right? And speaking of learning, while you're gaining that hands-on experience,
You can start looking into those certifications.
like NASP and IATA, to bolster your resume and demonstrate your commitment to the field.
Exactly.
It's a two-pronged approach.
Gaining practical skills and backing them up with recognized certifications.
Okay.
And let's be honest, there's something inherently cool about having those credentials under your belt.
Agreed. It's like leveling up in a video game, but for your career.
And speaking of cool careers,
I can't help but think back to that deep dive we did a few weeks ago on deep sea welders.
oh yeah,
Talk about a hidden world of skill and danger.
it's fascinating how many parallels there are, right?
Both jobs require a unique blend of technical expertise
Problem-solving abilities.
and an unflinching commitment to safety,
right?
often in challenging environments.
Yeah.
It makes you appreciate the hidden workforce that keeps our world running, whether it's underwater or up in the air.
Absolutely.
And you know me, I love a good story.
I bet these fuel system operators have some wild tales to tell.
Oh, I bet.
Can you imagine the dinner party conversations?
I can only imagine.
So there I was, fueling a 747 during a blizzard.
Exactly.
See, even the potential for good stories is a perk of the job.
But in all seriousness, this deep dive has really opened my eyes to a career path I knew very little about.
I'm left with a sense of awe for the complexity and importance of this often overlooked role.
I agree.
It's been a fantastic reminder that there's always more to learn and discover.
Even in the most unexpected places.
Well said.
But before we get too philosophical,
We've got to wrap up this part of our deep dive,
stick around though.
because when we come back,
We're going to talk about the bigger picture, what this all means for you,
the listener.
and the choices you make in your own career journey.
Okay, we've gone deep on the what of aircraft fuel system operators, the skills, the challenges, the surprisingly cool career paths.
But as always, the real magic is in the so what.
What does this deep dive reveal about how we think about work and opportunity?
For me, it's about challenging those instant judgments we make.
We see fuel system operator, and our brains jump to a simplified picture.
Right.
But this deep dive,
It's like zooming in on a seemingly simple pixel and realizing it's part of a much bigger, more intricate image.
it's so true.
We get caught up in job titles.
But this proves there's a whole story behind every role,
Yeah.
often with unexpected depth and impact.
If fueling planes can teach us about logistics, technology, even leadership,
What else are we missing?
and it's not just about uncovering hidden gems in other professions.
This deep dive got me thinking about my own WN assumptions.
Oh.
Am I overlooking skills I already have that could translate into new opportunities?
Right.
Are there career pivots I haven't even considered because I'm stuck in a certain way of thinking?
That's such a powerful point.
We talk about transferable skills.
But this really brings it home.
Right.
That junior operator handling the fuel density issue during a heat wave.
That's problem solving under pressure.
Yeah,
Valuable in any and I field.
precisely.
And the senior operator who revamped the entire fuel storage layout.
Right.
That's strategic thinking, initiative, leadership,
Wow.
not just fuel stuff.
Right.
This deep dive is a reminder that our skills are often much more versatile than we give them credit for.
So for our listeners out there,
Maybe you're rethinking your career, maybe you're just curious.
the takeaway here is bigger than just one job.
Okay,
It's about asking, what if?
what if I dug a little deeper into this role, this industry, this skill set I have?
What if instead of focusing on what we think we know,
We approached our careers with the same curiosity and open-mindedness we bring to these deep dives.
right,
That's where the real growth happens both professionally and personally.
beautifully said.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this exploration of aircraft fuel system operators.
Who knew a seemingly straightforward job could spark so many insightful questions?
It's been a pleasure as always.
Until next time, keep those minds open, those questions coming, and remember, sometimes the most fascinating journeys start in the most unexpected places.
Keep diving deep, everyone.